Hey you guys! So, a few of you have made comments that you really enjoy watching me open things because I act so naturally and I'm like overjoyed when I'm overjoyed and so on. So, without further ado, I'm very excited about these. I ordered brand new business cards, and some of you may have seen my old business cards, but they were really beautiful. They were like nature. They were very poetic looking. It looked like an old, Walt Whitman. It was awesome. However, when I was going to do my business cards this time, I was feeling a bit more whimsy, and I think it has to do with my writing and my books. And so anyway, I decided to make these cards, and I was just going to reorder the old ones that I had because I was very happy with them. But then when I saw this sale that Vistaprint was having, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to look at some other things and see. And there were certain cards I wanted before, but they never really seemed to fit into my budget or whatever. But they were having 50% off, and then it was free shipping. So I ended up getting this great deal. And oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm nervous. And before I go any further, Spirit told me to do this particular lighting. As you can see, it's still light outside. I mean, it's gloomy and dark, but I could turn the lights up, but I was meant to kind of do this so I may turn the light up in a minute, but there are 2 decks of cards that are still coming, right? One arrived today, and I've been praying for it and praying for it and praying for it, and I'm praying it's the one that I think it is, because if it is, it's going to be amazing. But anyway, so I thought I would open my business cards, and I would also open a new deck, and we'll pull a few cards. Okay, you ready? So here's my new business card. Oh, it's so dark, I can't really see. Oh my gosh, but you can see. Oh, can you see it? Oh my gosh, I wanted these cards before, but I said if they're matte, it will look kind of like childish, the unicorn. I'm like, but if I could get where it would shimmer like that. Oh my gosh, and I got it 50% off, so I did it. See the whimsy though? Let me see if I can get it to focus on my card. It's probably because of the lighting. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, do you see it? Do you see the whimsy? I'll put them out, or I'll show again when the lighting's better, but how cute! Oh my gosh, they are as awesome as I thought they would be. And then look at the back. Be who you are! Although I guess it's coming backward to you guys, right? Oh my gosh, I love them. They're telling me not to touch the lighting. I love them so much. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. How cute are they? I mean, for real. Do you see the unicorn and the rainbow for Lula's Labyrinth? Come on, focus, focus. See it? I am in love. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. I love them so much. And did you notice that? Spiritual guide and writer. Okay, so there's that. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. I love them so much. By the way, I got 500 of these with shipping for 40 bucks. Was worth every penny. Every penny, because I'm going to hand them out like little jelly beans. So even if people don't want to work with me, I'll just leave them in places just so they could see the be who you are part. I love it. I love being amused. Okay, so here we go. So here's the deck. And oh, sorry about that selenite. I had it sitting with my selenite because it came from China, which, let's be honest, I don't like to do mass production or give money to that. But at the same time, until we get there, I was called to do this because, I try to stay in my truth, or the truth that I feel, because, oh my gosh, I didn't even look at them. I just, it is them. It is them. It's the Moonology deck. I knew this full moon was going to be powerful because it's in this, this 2 energy, this, 2020 month energy. So, there's this other deck, that I don't want to say what it is, but it was between, these 2, and the other one I was like, oh man, I'm like, I wanted to come too, but I really wanted this one to come so that I could do a full moon reading. I want to do a reading for us. So the full moon is Sunday the 9th, and I just heard stop stabbing it. So it's the 9th. Hold on one second. Here we are. I didn't want to waste time taking the plastic off, but Aren't they stunning? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've seen this deck used by other tarot or oracle deck readers. Oh, you know what's funny is some of these, like this was brand new. Oh, you can smell that it's brand new. That's interesting. I almost feel like I need to put some essential oils on it because it feels kind of like stiff, like kind of cheap, not good. Huh, it's interesting. They looked much more, they looked more like this. So I hope I didn't get suckered into some like mass production of some knockoff of it. Because it's like the cards are really stiff too. So I know what I'm going to do. Hold on one second. So I just took some oil and I've mixed it with some essential oils and I put it on my hands and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bless the deck. I'm going to bless the deck like this with the oils so that they'll kind of loosen up a little bit. You know, because obviously they're in like perfect order. But while I do that, so this is really exciting, isn't it? I've wanted these cards. I think, you know, when I look at them in the light, honestly, I've heard a few times, don't touch the lighting. I'm like, okay. So I'm not going to touch the lighting. I'm going to let it go. Oh my gosh, they're saying this one right here. Ooh, look at that. It's time to take action. You see that? They're saying it's all in the coloring. Or all in the... You see it? It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. It's time to take action. Are some of you Aries? Some of you like new moon babies? Or were you a new moon in Aries when you were born? It's interesting because I'm trying so hard to like, kind of like be like, because I want them to break up so bad. But I also feel like they are like, don't you worry about it. We'll break up and we'll come apart when we're meant to. I wish you can smell the oil that's going on them. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Yes, 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 yes. I personally feel like I can feel that they're new. And I have to be honest, I can feel, I don't know. It's interesting because, you know, Spirit, I believe everything Spirit says to me, but there's an interesting energy. So it must not be the source that the energy is coming from. It must be, like putting the oil into the cards. It must be like in transit. So I'm going to hold on to the selenite still. I can't explain the power that's... It could just be the moon cards in general, the power, because I can't explain it. But there's like... Hold on. The heat. It's so cold in here, and I'm in multiple layers, but now I'm starting to get hot because I put the heater right next to me. But yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking like that it's just the energy coming from the cards. And this one's like calling to me. Oh, ooh, a win-win outcome is in the forecast. We like that. Look at the balancing of the scales. Full moon in Libra. Oh, I love these cards. Oh, you guys, I can't wait to do like another reading with these. This is just like a little mini reading of the deck. Kind of like we're getting to know the deck. The deck's getting to know us. Ooh. Your dreams need a practical plan. What I heard from this was, for us, and it's full moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. And what they mean by that is, I heard it right away, is like, not practical in the sense of the muggle sense, but practical like I say all the time, you know, we can't go from here to here. We can't like leap over, you know, I mean, we can. You know, like say you're somebody who has enough money or time or whatever to like just cut out everything so that you could just get to this point. Well, you can get to that point, but if you're not like actually learning the lessons on the way, if you're not like taking bit by bit, it's like, it's not going to be sustainable. So what I got from that was, you need to be more practical, like meaning like for a long-term outlook, meaning like, there are no shortcuts. There are no quick fixes. They say you'll know who this is for. That's it. They're telling me to move on. Maybe it'll come up again like later in this week when I do another one. Oh, Oh, this is nice. Another Libra, but this is new moon in Libra, and it says a new romantic cycle begins. Ooh. Oh, you know what's really cute? This is the month of love. Somebody said that recently on a reading, and I was like, oh, you know, because I don't really like chime into these like Hallmark holidays, you know, but as they call them Hallmark holidays, like Valentine's Day, because I feel like every day is Valentine's Day, you know, to me. But this is very, very interesting because we are in the month of love, and so I'm hearing like even if it's like the new romantic cycle begins like with yourself. This isn't necessarily like I'm hearing if you're by yourself or you're recently out of a relationship, because I'm hearing, and I know a few of you that I've read for that are recently out of relationships. So if you're recently out of relationship, so this is about having a new relationship with yourself, with dating yourself, falling in love with yourself. I feel like that for me as well. I mean, I have to tell you, this past weekend, man, I felt beat the fuck down. Like, I felt so beat down because I had a really rough week, like, all the way around, and 2 incredibly intense readings. So I was like, you know what? I'm like, I need to, like, find some self-love. Like, I gotta, like, really, like, work on me again. Because I'm so good at the self-care until I can't help. It's my people pleaser that I want to, like, help everybody. But I'm working on that. So, you know, I can't tell you guys to do the self-care if I'm not doing it myself. But I'll always call myself out on it too, you know. I will never claim to be above, below, next to, besides. Okay, wow. By the way, I just heard this one, they like almost, I didn't even realize the book was in there. And they said, we're going to read the actual meaning of this one with the book. I really am digging the lighting. See, I can all day try and control shit. But you know what? At the end of the day, my higher self always knows what's better than what my muggle thinks it knows, because it's my ego that wants to drive it. So this one says, your dreams... Oh, it's the dreams you need a practical plan again. See, I said we may come back to that. So that's the full moon in Taurus. So why... You know what? Let's, since that is... I'm going to get this card a little bit closer. Let me see if I can get this card closer to you guys. Oh, thank you, ancestors. They were like, why don't you use our rock? I will. Thank you so much. That was very kind of you. Okay. That's not perfect. Doesn't need to be. Okay, so now I'm just cracking open the book for the first time, so I don't know if they... Does this have a number? Oh, boy. I didn't bring my glasses. I'm like, my glasses. Your dreams need a practical plan. All right, I'm going to find you. Your dreams need a practical plan. Hopefully they're in alphabetical order, because that would make it easier, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be great? Oh, here we go. So it's full moon in Taurus, so I have to look for full moon cards in Taurus. Oh, these are, oh, I kind of like that. It's clever. Oh, it's the number, it's on page 70. 7's my life number. Anybody else have any affinity to 7? 70. Oh boy, Spirit must think like I'm a genius if they think I can read this without my glasses. Hold on. Okay, I had to get my glasses. Okay, your dreams need a practical plan. You know what? I'm going to have you guys screenshot. We're going to have to screenshot this too because it's got a lot of homework. Kind of cool. So it says, sometimes you need to weave a bit of magic, and sometimes you need to be practical, and sometimes you need to find a combination of the two. This card suggests that this is where you are now. You need to use the laws of attraction to draw in what you want by imagining it, expecting it, and welcoming it. But you need to balance that you need to balance that with taking down-to-earth steps towards your goals, right? Like I just said, you can't jump from like one place to the other. This isn't about wishing on the moon and hoping for the best. It's about making something like a list of bullet points about how to achieve your dreams. If you're asking about money, this card heralds a change of financial fortunes, depending on both your past actions and what you're expecting and therefore attracting. Attune to the moon. This is the homework. Write down 10 things that you know are wonderful about you. 10 things. 10 things that you know are wonderful about you. That's really sweet. Additional meanings for this card. Laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. It could also be chasing money. Chasing money doesn't work. You need to chase a dream. Jealousy or envy create negative energy and attract negativity, and more exercise is called for. This is for all of us, by the way. I can stand to use this myself. The teaching. The full moon in Taurus is a time to get back to earth, to get grounded, to work through any negative feelings you've been dealing with, and to find a balance between being passionate and being overly intense. Money issues may come to a head at the time of the full moon in Taurus. But you can take this card as a sign to pay more attention to your cash flow no matter when you draw it. That was the full card. I had my essential oils on. They're like so much in my face. I realized the other day, I'm like, almost every one of my videos I wear this sweater every day, almost. Because it's so cold in here. It's like my Mr. Rogers sweater. Anyway, did you guys get all that? I'll put some bullet points. I'll put the bullet points down for us. It'll be easier. I'll put them down below. It'll be easier than taking a screenshot. This isn't too hard. I type pretty fast. So yeah. So your dreams need a practical plan. We can't go willy-nilly off into the world and just be like, oh, you know, I mean, we can, I should say. I mean, we can, but it's not going to get us to where we need to be, right? Let's see if there's any other. So this is like our pre-full moon reading. Also, I'm doing that huge spread that I did that little video for. I'm waiting for that. I think that's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. But I'm going to post that. That's definitely going to be for a full moon, but then I'll probably do this reading. Well, we'll see. I'm just hearing we'll see. Okay. Oh, this one came up again. A new romantic cycle begins. So they want us to look at this card too. A new romantic cycle begins. So that's right. Like, so leading up to the moon, I'm trying to separate these as much as I can. And trying to use this oil that I put on them. Actually, it's really nice. It's like making the cards nice. This is, you know, there's always like the pre-moon energy. The like energy of the moon when you're in it. And then like the post-moon energy. I don't know about for you guys, but the pre-moon energy is usually pretty intense for me. It's like right before I get my period where I'm like, and then I just like, once I get it, I'm like, oh, okay, I feel better. It's like, that's how the full moons, not every full moon, but most of them are like that for me because I run really close to the earth and the moon cycles. Sorry, well, not sorry, but somebody's trying to talk to me. Okay. Oh, I knew it. When I opened up the book, this was the very first, like, that I naturally saw. You are good enough. Oh, she looks like so despair. Full moon in Virgo. Virgo. I don't even know what voice that was, but, oh, doesn't she look like she's in despair? Makes me kind of sad. Let's see if we can get her in there. Oh. You know what the interesting thing about it is the second I saw it, I thought about, I'm older, but when I was younger, there was a skit on Saturday Night Live that this one actor used to do. I can't remember his name anymore. But in each episode, the character would have this long mirror next to him on a couch, and he had like a little talk show. And so at the end of the talk show, he would look in the mirror and he'd be like, don't feel bad, you know, like, just love yourself. You're good enough. And he goes, I want you to say this in the mirror. And he would look in the mirror and he'd go, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. But he would say it to himself. He'd be like, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. That's what Spirit's trying to say. I know you guys feel a little unbalanced and a little wonky right now because it's hard when you're shifting from one world to another world. And when I say that, I mean like if you're shifting from the world of like me, or you're used to being liked, or maybe because you're always hiding your gifts, You weren't liking yourself, so you tried to be somebody else. Well, it's hard right now, right? Because you're really waking up and you're pulling away from like your friends and your family. And for those who don't support you or don't believe in you, you know, there's a huge divide right now. Well, it feels invalidating, I guess would be the term I would use, right? It feels kind of empty because you're like, well, maybe I'm not good enough, or like, you know, but even though you know deep down like you're doing the right thing, it's still hard to do the right thing or to flow in the energy of the right thing when you're still holding on to the past. And, you know, it's interesting. I moved away from Chicago to Los Angeles when I was 23. Then I moved back when I was 32. Then left again for 3 years, or 22 months. I moved to Kansas. Then I moved back to Chicago again. And then I moved to the Northwest. But I kept going home. And I kept trying. I kept trying to get along with my family. I kept trying to fit in. I kept trying. I wanted so bad to be a part of my nieces and my nephews' lives. I knew my brother and sister. I knew they all made fun of me. I knew, you know, and it was just so difficult. And I kept trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and failing and feeling like a failure. And then, like, even with my friends, I just never really felt like I fit in. Even though they accepted me and loved me for who I was, I still didn't feel like I was good enough, right? So I understand how you're feeling. I really do. But you are good enough, and you're awesome, and you're a beautiful soul. And I'm asking to set these aside for the second. So we're going to pull a few more. Oh, I'm feeling this one. Like, it's like there's oil on it. Okay. Let me see if these guys... Oh. They're falling, and normally I would say, oh, grab the card, but they're so new that they're slipping off of each other. So if it's meant to be, they'll come out. We may not have any more because, you know, there's some other readings coming through this week. Oh, okay. Ooh, I think these were the two that fell on the ground, but I was like, they were really stuck together. Ooh. Interesting. This is why they were really stuck together. Do you see that? The energy is increasing momentum. Did you guys see that? It's like the card changed colors. That was weird, but really cool. The energy is gaining momentum. Yeah, I've been noticing the lighting changing in my house too. We're powerful. What can we say? So the interesting thing is, the reason what they wanted this one to go first is, this is on a waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum because a waxing moon is gaining, right? So, and the next one was this. What do you need to release? Do you see that? I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I'm not changing the lighting. These cards, man, I'm telling you, I did some magic and stuff. I'm not doing, you see my hands right here. Like, I'm not doing anything. I mean, I'm sure the camera's doing it too, but also I'm noticing like my lights are changing. But right. And look at that. Look at how they kind of mirror each other. See how they're both, are they both waxing? Yeah. That's why they're stuck together too, because they're new, right? So they're both waxing, but look how they're waxing differently. Do you see how they're waxing differently? I think it's cool too, because look at that. If you put them next to each other, it's almost like the early part of the morning on this one, like the colors, or the later, or like as the sun is setting, right? So it's like later, and this one's like full night, like you can see the stars. So it looks like you need to gain some momentum on what you need to release. I know I'm always saying like we're not really on a timetable. We're not, but there's definitely like, this is the thing with that Spirit gave me the other day. It's not that we're on a timetable per se. It's just that the universe is and the planet is. So they want you to utilize the energy that's near us. Like when we have like right now, like this month is going to be one of the most powerful months, not just in this year, but in this decade. So they're just saying like, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of the energy in this month. I'm like, whoa. I was like, that's my inner child. I love her. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you? But the elders are like, all right, all right. And I'm going to keep talking about that because I know a lot of us are doing that, right? While we're dealing with our inner child, we're letting the inner child drive a little bit too much. So that's when we got to let the elder like take control. But do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying here? See this energy? Taking advantage of the moon cycles, but also this month in particular. You know, like I got this deck to teach me more because I don't know what it is. I just don't have the same thing for the moon like especially now that I learned more about the Arcturians and the moon. I've always had a different, of course I love Goddess Moon. Like I love the moon, but I also don't look at it in the same way as other people do. Which I probably should actually, not to shit on myself, but that's something else. Anyway, they said in order to do that, you need to step out of your comfort zone. Step out of your comfort zone. Change is not easy and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. Ask a newborn baby that's being born into this world after they went from a star seed and implanted into a human being, and then they're growing inside this warm, yummy body, and then like they have to come into this cold, stark world. They literally come in naked and it's like, it's shocking, right? Well, that's what this is. It's like a new beginning. It's just another part of your awakening. You don't just awaken and that's it. It's like there's multiple levels of our awakening, right? So they're saying you got to step out of your comfort zone. This is the North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. Oh my gosh, by the way, you guys, this is the symbol I read for somebody in person on Friday. So you know who you are if you're watching this, but hold on. Why can't I get that? I want you to see that. But this exact symbol, I said, it kind of looked like a god symbol, like the Olympus, Mount Olympus, whatever. So that's so interesting. So yeah, this message has been coming through since Friday, you guys. So yeah, step out of your comfort zone. It's not fun all the time. I know it's not fun. I only have 3 minutes before this gets cut off. These are the last two. Oh, new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into this situation. Bring love into this situation. Love yourself. Love others. I know it's hard sometimes, but you got to do it. You got to love yourself and you got to love others, because that's the only way we heal is through divine love for ourselves and others. You hear me? Feel me? And then the last one is, I love this. This is a new moon. A new start is coming, which is really exciting. Oh, look at that. My thing clicked on. A new start is coming, you guys. So think about from now until I do the full moon reading, like think about what it is you really like. Let's get real, right? Like what do we really need to let go of? What do we really need to manifest and focus on? You know, what do we need for the plan? For the practical plan. Baby steps. Go rent that movie or watch the movie What About Bob? It's hilarious. Baby stepping. It takes steps. You cannot go from one thing to the other. And I know that you feel woke and your powers are coming in and you feel great. But just remember, with great strength comes great responsibility. So if you're not grounded, then you're just out there with all this energy and all this magic, like a bull in a china shop, knocking people over, you know, hurting people in your wake. We all do it. But you got to be more, you know, conscientious, like being more focused, more grounded. I can't say that enough, more grounded. And if you can't get outside, then, you know, use like rocks and things like this, like to hold, and crystals. Like this is so cold right now. It's crazy. It's sitting right here, right under the candle, but it's so cold because it's, you know, a beautiful old rock. And, you know, here's some amethyst, like get some healing crystals, you know, work on yourself. I don't want to hear people say that, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that, or I don't have money, or there are a million things you can do that are connected to the earth that cost nothing, that can heal you instantly. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks for stopping by and seeing my new business card and for our new Moonology deck. Ooh. Oh no, the box is so much cooler. Look at that. Yeah, they look like my business cards. Oh, I see how Spirit does that. I love it. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Blessed be. Oh.